Start recording. There we go. So we have a trait, which is a characteristic. We have an allele, which is a specific version of a gene, say brown eyes versus blue eyes. We have the word homozygous, which means that if you have a pair of homologous chromosomes, they will contain the same allele for that particular gene. Okay? So it might be brown eyes and brown eyes. That would be homozygous. Heterozygous means you have different alleles. So that might be a brown eye allele and a blue eye allele. And I apologize to all my friends out there who have green eyes or hazel eyes or something else, because it's just more complicated, way more complicated in real life than it is in grade 9 biology. All right, so here we have our homologous chromosomes. And these ones are unreplicated. How can you tell that they are unreplicated? There's just one chromatid each. So if they are unreplicated, one chromatid each. And I like this diagram because it makes it pretty clear that they are the same size, these two chromosomes, these homologous chromosomes. They are the same shape, same size, same shape, same genes in the same locations. However, the alleles can and will be different. They can be different, they can be the same, okay? The alleles can be the same. AA, or they can be different. Capital B, little b. Now there's a new word on here, and that word is centromere. The centromere is the area of the chromosome that attaches the two chromatids together. So when there is no sister chromatid, it just kind of sits there, okay? But after it undergoes replication, that is the centromere. And it holds the two sister, what's the word? Chromatids together. You should know the word DNA replication. When does DNA replicate? Tell your partner, when does DNA replicate? How's that? Yeah. There? Okay, finally I made it. Yes. When it is replicated into sister chromatids, can mutations occur? And the answer is yes. Because anytime you are taking those two strands and separating them, which you would need to do in order to get the other bases to like come in and join along, it's very much actually like transcription, except for it's with DNA instead of RNA. The DNA bases will come in and pair up on this side, and then this side is also open, and the DNA bases will come up and pair on this side over here. And yes, you can have mistakes happen during that process. So that is a time when mutations can occur. Yeah. That was a really good question. When does DNA replicate? It's before something. Before the cell divides. Why does DNA replicate? Have a chat with your neighbor about that. Why are we bothering to make a copy of the DNA? Ova, sit, turn around. Thank you. Why does DNA replicate? Why bother? So that both cells get a full copy of the chromosomes. Can you imagine if you started out with 46 chromosomes and the cell did not produce another copy? When it split in half, each cell would get how many? 23, right? And then when that 23 split in half, you'd get what? Probably like 11 and 12, right? And then you'd soon run out of chromosomes if every time a cell split in half, you didn't have a new copy to go to one of the new cells and the old copy to go to the other cell. Yeah? So why does it duplicate? So that both daughter cells get a full set of chromosomes. And daughter cells is another word that you should know. You should know when does DNA replicate, and you should know why does DNA replicate. Okay, so if we go back and we look at our homologous chromosomes, once they are replicated, how many chromatids each do they have? They have 2 chromatids each. Are the chromatids similar, or are they different, or are they the same? Identical. Sister chromatids are identical. So I'm sad that you don't get the yellow and green colors because they really help see that the homologous chromosomes are similar, but they are a little bit different. Okay, they're not exactly the same. However, at least you got 2 different shades of gray. Yes, you've got dark gray and you've got light gray. The homologous chromosomes are similar, but not the same. Whereas sister chromatids are exactly the same. So we have a little comparison chart down at the bottom. Homologous chromosomes are the same size as each other. They are the same shape as each other. And they have genes for all the same traits, and the genes are all at the same locations. Well, that's true of sister chromatids. Sister chromatids are also the same size as each other. They're the same shape as each other. They have genes for the same traits, and the genes are all at the same locations. So these things are all both. Both homologous chromosomes and sister chromatids all have these in common. Both. However, what's different about them? In homologous chromosomes, some of the alleles are the same and some alleles are different. But in sister chromatids, they have the same alleles for all the traits. And if homologous chromosomes have some alleles the same and some different, that means they are similar but not identical. And because sister chromatids have the same alleles, they are identical. They're exact copies. Homologous chromosomes, you can either have replicated homologous chromosomes or unreplicated homologous chromosome. And each sister chromatid is just half of a replicated chromosome, although we will sometimes refer to each of these as a single chromatid. You might also see it not referred to as a single chromatid. It's a little confusing. But don't worry about that. If it's confusing, I won't ask about it. Homologous chromosomes are present before and after DNA replication, whereas the chromatids are the result of DNA replication, right? Those sister chromatids. Homologous chromosomes are not held together by a centromere. If we go and we look at the homologous chromosomes, they each have a centromere, but it's not holding the 2 homologous things together. But if you have sister chromatids, they are being held together by that centromere. So the homologous chromosomes, not attached at the centromere. Sister chromatids are attached at the centromere. Homologous chromosomes are present at all times, except in egg and sperm, which have only 1 chromosome. And the sister chromatids are only present just before the cell divides, because it's after they make a copy that you have the two sister chromatids. Okay? Yes. This could be on the quiz like the DNA, RNA kind of thing, like a comparison. Yeah. Compare and contrast. Homologous chromosomes. And sister chromatids. There are a couple of little videos here if you ever want to look at them. We're not going to go through them right now, but feel free if you want to look at them. There are QR codes there. So there's some questions then on page 97, 98, 99. And then after that, you've got some time to put together your cheat sheet for tomorrow. This is kind of a big one. There's a lot of confusing ideas. You will want to spend some time really making sure that when you put it together, you understand things, okay? So ask your friends lots of questions, ask me lots of questions. Make sure you're understanding what you're putting on your cheat sheet, okay? And that's going to include all of section 5.3. I think I'm not really going to go into 5.3C and 5.3D, so if you just want to ignore those, you can, okay? So really it would be 5.3 A, B, and E. Okay? If you want to take a look at C and D, it's not going to hurt you. I just don't want to, add anything more to your list right now if there's anything extra in there. Like I think it talks about the wild type allele, and I don't want you learning that. Okay, so that's what we're working on for most of the rest of the class. I also have a little video that I might show a little later on just how mitosis happens, how cell division happens, so you can actually just visualize it really nicely. Thank you, sir. Hi, Tiana. Excellent. Wonderful. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to just pull this back here so I can write this down. Okay, so we had that first one. Very good. We got that second one. Fantastic. Yeah. 38 to 40. Oh, I know. Not quite done yet. I'll give you a 3 for now on that one. Okay, yeah. And if anyone needs paper for their cheat sheet, there's paper here. Okay. Okay, there is nothing for you to write down for this. This is just sort of giving you an overview of where all of these sister chromatids and homologous chromosomes come from, what happens to them, that kind of thing. So you should be the entire time with your eyes up there. They shouldn't be like down. They shouldn't be looking elsewhere. They should be looking up there. Okay? And here we go. Okay, hold on. We're going to plug in the sound. There we go. Okay, everyone, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, before they go on with the 3 phases of interphase, mostly what the cell does is it just hangs out doing its cell job. If it's a liver cell, it's busy detoxifying the blood. If it's a heart cell, it's busy pulsing and helping your heart pump the blood. That's what mostly happens during interphase. But there's other things that are going to happen that are going to allow the cell to eventually divide. So basically we have interphase, hanging out, doing cell job, getting ready to divide. And then we have the M phase, which is cell division. So we have hanging out, getting ready for cell division, and then we have cell division. Okay, so your nerve cells, very rarely do nerve cells divide after you've finished like growing your brain. Yeah? So that's why traumatic brain injuries are so destructive, is because the brain does not grow back very well. You have to train other areas of the brain to do the job of whatever has been, injured. Boba. What do you think is being synthesized that would be getting ready to help the cell be ready to divide? Could be proteins, but something else even more necessary. It's DNA. You remember how the cell is replicating the DNA? That process by which it replicates is called DNA synthesis. Uh-huh. So let's just go back. So do you see how here we have unreplicated chromosomes? And now we're entering the S phase. Watch what happens to those chromosomes during S phase. Woo! Magic. Now we have sister chromatids. Okay, exact copies of those chromosomes. Okay, now there's one problem I have with this video. I love this video. I love the animations. We're going to look at the cell division part tomorrow after your quiz. But my problem is that chromosomes come in pairs. And so you can't have 3 chromosomes. They should have done 4, but they didn't. So, oh well. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Homework is your cheat sheet and finishing that stuff. Go enjoy the sunshine. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So enjoy it today. G1, SG2. Oh, thanks, my friends. G1, SG2.